Hey church, Pastor Matthew here, and for a week I got to be a stingray. We just finished up VBS and we're headed towards the car show now. Before we start talking about the car show though, can I just say thank you to everybody who gave so generously of your time, talent, and gifts to make VBS, Vacation Bible School, a reality. The theme was deep sea, and so everything was covered in fish and seaweed, and there was a giant narwhal and everything else. It was fantastic. And like I said, I got to be a part of the Stingray team through the week, and so I got to know 15 of these little 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds. It was spectacular. Ultimately, every single day, we had 60 plus kids every single day of VBS, Monday through Friday, and we got to point them towards Jesus. We got to introduce kids to Jesus, and we got to, the ones who knew him, help them grow in their relationship with him. And it wouldn't have happened without you. Thank you for giving your time, talent, and gifts to make it happen. It was fantastic to see the way the entire church jumped in to make it happen. And so I met kids who had never been in a church before, met families from the neighborhood who lived just down the street, and met people who said, hey, we need to come on a Sunday for various reasons. And so what we're praying now is, VBS was great, but VBS is just a week, right? And so now what we're doing is we're praying that those boys and girls who don't know Jesus yet would come to know him as Lord and Savior. And those that know him would grow into men and women who love him, love Jesus with their whole heart, and live for him. And so we're praying that families would get connected to the church. We're praying that kids would get connected into Kids Zone. We're praying that God's kingdom would grow. And so please be praying with me over the next couple days, weeks, and months for good things to grow out of the week of VBS Under the Sea. It was fantastic. So again, thank you, well done, church, for loving our community and pointing people towards Jesus. A church doesn't exist to just have church services on Sunday, right? We, the church, the people of God, exist as a family, as part of his kingdom, to point other people towards Jesus, to see God's kingdom grow. And so, well done, making disciples. We are disciples who make disciples. So well done, and thank you to everybody who made it happen. So now we turn the page, though. We go from Under the Sea, VBS, Deep Sea, VBS. Now we're headed towards the car show. So the car show will be Saturday, July 16th. Saturday, July 16th. And so we'll fill the parking lot up with cars that day and invite the neighbors, and we'll throw a big party. Last couple of years, we had almost 1,000 people at the car show, and so we're expecting something like that again this year, but it's impossible without you. The goal is not to show off great cars, although there will be some great cars and motorcycles there. The goal is not to show off great cars. The goal is to throw a party for the neighborhood so that we can ultimately point people towards Jesus. We want to know the neighborhood that our church is in. We want to know the neighbors, and we want to be able to invite them to come to know Jesus, who transformed our lives, and we want to see Jesus do the same thing in their lives. And so we've got a whole bunch of these cards. Please start grabbing them when you're at church on Sunday and start passing them out to friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, complete strangers. Take a stack to work and hand them out. Take them with you when you go to a restaurant and give them to your server. Just find somebody to invite to the car show. And then on July 16th, it's all hands on deck kind of thing, because we'll be running the bouncy castle, and we'll be handing out snow cones, and we'll be barbecuing and handing out hot dogs and all that good stuff and showing off the cars. And so I would encourage you, even if you don't like cars, I get it. You don't like cars. It's not your thing. That's fine. But Jesus is our thing, right? And so we want to invite other people to come to know him too. And so would you come and serve that day? Would you plan on, if you're not bringing friends and family, like actively saying, hey, come with me at this time, it's from 10 to 1. But if you're available that day, we need you, all hands on deck, to run the bouncy castle and to play some games and to pass out waters, and because it'll be a hot day, it always is. But it's a fantastic day. And as I look around the life of our church, I see people who we met for the very first time at a car show. And so God has done great things through it, and so we're expectant and hopeful for what he will do this year. And so please be passing out these cards. You can also invite people by sharing posts off of Facebook. You can get creative and figure out ways to invite people, but don't wait for someone to say, hey, can I come? Just you invite them. God will do great things in their lives, and then we begin praying for the people we invited, right? And so that's Saturday, July 16th. In the newsletter, too, there's all sorts of good stuff going on. Make sure you hit the link to be able to go over and look at the pictures on Facebook from the Deep Sea VBS. Lots of great pictures over there. We also celebrated 2 baptisms this last month. Fantastic. Celebrating for John and Arthur, and celebrating for our church. So make sure you look around the newsletter to see what else is going on. Other than that, I'll see you on Sunday. And if you need anything from me, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks.